Hello, everyone. Welcome to another mindset focused episode of eBlog Talk. I'm so happy you're here today. In today's episode, we're going to talk through 5 ways to reframe your thoughts throughout the day for more joy. We are going to dive into some simple yet really powerful ways to shift the course of your entire day by reframing your thoughts. Our brains are wired to default to certain thought patterns, and so often those patterns lean in a very negative direction. We catastrophize, we compare, we fall into old stories that don't serve us. There's good news though. We can always change the narrative. And when we do, we can invite in more joy, more peace, and more success. There are tricks to changing the narratives, and we'll talk through these in today's episode. But the first step is always awareness. Do you ever hear another person say something that just seems to roll off their tongue without any forethought? Then you think, I wonder if they really know what they just said. I think so many of us think and say things all the time that we're not even aware of. So allow this episode to be your reminder that most likely there are things rolling around in your head and coming out of your mouth that are not serving you. Spend a few days observing what those things might be and use the tips in this episode to reframe those unhelpful thoughts and words so you can experience a more joyful life. Yes, please, right? Let's talk through 5 ways to reframe your thoughts throughout the day so you can start seeing the world, your business, and yourself in a more positive, empowering way. Number 1, flip the what if spiral. I actually had this thought the other day when my what ifs started spiraling out of control about something or another. I thought, oh my gosh, why are most what if rabbit holes so negative? Why don't I ever catch myself thinking things like, that Zoom call went really well. What if everyone who was just on the call thinks I'm super awesome and so smart? What if something I said on the call has inspired someone to take a huge leap in their business? What if really great things have just been put in motion because of this call? Then I thought, well, goodness, Megan, you can always flip the script. So for the rest of that day, I did. It took some massive intentionality, but having a bit of awareness about it helped me to stop the negative what if rabbit holes and switch it up. It was actually kind of fun. My brain was like, whoa, what the heck is going on here? This is not a typical Megan thought pattern. I feel like doing this stretches my brain in a really new and positive way. Here are some negative what if questions you have probably thought before. What if I fail miserably at this project? What if I embarrass myself? What if no one signs up, buys, listens, or cares? Here is such an empowering new way to frame these terrible questions we ask ourselves. If we are going to entertain the what ifs, why not use them to our advantage? Here are some new options. What if this project is a massive success? What if I show up with confidence and people love what I create? What if this is the exact thing that propels me forward? Every time you catch yourself going down a negative what if spiral, challenge yourself to reframe it in a positive way. Because truly, both outcomes are entirely possible. So why not put your energy toward the ones that move you forward and that puts you in a better headspace? Number 2, rewrite the stories you tell yourself. Here's another interesting thought. Our days are filled with stories that we make up. You assign a story to your neighbor not waving at you. You assign a story to your spouse's quietness or your kid's reaction to whatever, something. Despite your stories, you actually have no idea what's going on. Your story about your neighbor could be, he must be mad that I parked in front of his house last week. His actual story could be that he was deep in thought and literally didn't even notice you. Your story about your spouse could be, she's quiet because I said that thing about her mom last night. Her actual story could be, she's contemplating a big new project she wants to create that she doesn't want to talk about yet. Your story about your kid could be, what an irrational overreaction. Something must be wrong with that kid. His actual story could be that his best friend said something really hurtful to him on the bus that day. If everything we experience is our version of a story, why not rewrite the stories we're making up? Our self-talk determines how we experience life. If we wake up and immediately think, oh gosh, I always make bad decisions, today is going to be no different. We are setting ourselves up for failure before the day even begins. Instead, what if we intentionally rewrite these? Today's a fresh start. I am capable of making better choices. Every moment is an opportunity to pivot. Your brain believes what you repeatedly tell it. So tell it something that actually helps you. Number 3, refuse to engage in gossip or negative talk. Goodness, I really, really, really do not like gossip or negatively talking about other people. I do my very best not to engage in this sort of thing because I always think, how would I feel if people were talking this way about me? If my answer to that is crappy, then I disengage. Unfortunately, negativity is super contagious, as you know. It's so easy to get swept up in gossip or complaining, but that energy can massively linger and it actually generates extraordinary power that can shape how you see yourself and others. If you find yourself in the middle of complaining or gossip, here is a good reframe. Instead of joining in when someone starts gossiping or complaining about something or someone, try putting a positive spin on the conversation. I love doing this. If someone says, oh, she's so annoying, she's always posting about her success, you could say, I love seeing people succeed. It's so inspiring. If a group is complaining about how hard things are in the industry or otherwise, you could say, I know it's tough, but I've also seen so many amazing opportunities come out of times like this. This shift will not only change how others perceive you and the world around them, but it will also protect your own mindset and energy. At the end of the day, this shift truly matters. Number 4, shift I have to into I get to. Here's another one that involves intentional awareness before we actually do the work. Again, we say and think things that are deeply ingrained and that we probably don't even know we're saying and thinking a lot of the time. So first, be really cognizant of what you're saying, I have to about. We all have responsibilities we don't necessarily love to do. Some of our work, running errands, admin tasks, doctor's visits, etc. So it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, I have to do this big task today. I have to write another blog post. I have to go to that networking event. But what if we flipped it? I get to work on something that moves my business forward. I get to create content that helps people and builds my brand. I get to meet people who might open doors for me. This simple reframe shifts obligation into gratitude and opportunity. And that changes everything. Try it. You might become addicted to this one. Number 5, replace comparison with inspiration. Comparison is the worst. I see comparison wreck people all the time. Theodore Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. And I wholeheartedly agree with this statement. Getting caught up in comparing what you are putting out into the world versus what others are putting out into the world literally robs us of our joy. Gross. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for any of us. What you are creating and doing in this world is valuable and really important. Nothing should have the power to take that from you. With that said, it's easy to fall into this trap. It's so easy to scroll through social media and think, she's growing faster than I am. He's making more money. They have it all figured out and I'm so behind. Instead of letting comparison drag you down, try turning it into inspiration. Their success shows me what's possible. If they can do it, I can do it too. There is room for all of us to win. Every time you catch yourself comparing, pause and ask, how can I use this as motivation instead of discouragement? Let's conclude and recap this episode. Reframing your thoughts is a daily practice, and you are not going to be perfect with this. Just start catching yourself in those negative patterns and consciously shift the story. So as you go about your day today, try to turn negative what ifs into positive possibilities. Rewrite the stories you tell yourself. avoid gossip and put a positive spin on conversations. Shift I have to into I get to, and replace comparison with inspiration. Your thoughts shape your reality. And when you change the way you think, you change the way you experience absolutely everything. Have a day filled with joy, empowerment, and amazingness. Thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you next time.